person that sent me the story called it Attacked by a Hellhound. I'm so excited that someone got attacked by a hellhound. I just love reading your stories, guys. By the way, if you have a story that you'd like to share with our glitch community about glitches in the Matrix, dreams, aliens, cryptids, or the paranormal, you can send it to this email address. And remember, we believe you. Hi, Jessica. Hi. I'm addicted to your channel. It's really awesome and helps to make me sound less of a freak. You are not a freak. Well, you are a freak, but it's cool to be a freak. I'm all the way from South Africa, and I hope you'll enjoy my little tale. Here goes. I was attacked by a hellhound. This happened in 1985. I was 18 years old, and spiritual things was something that I grew up with, but first, a little history. My dad was a seer, and I inherited a smidge of his gift. I often see shadow people or spirits and even demonic entities. Since childhood, I could hear voices and could intuitively know when I entered a haunted place. I could also foresee when people would pass and read auras. I can see angels around us, but they do not look like one would expect. They have no wings, and they are incredibly tall and wear white robes with colored sashes. I often have prophetic dreams and finally started to write them down a few years back. I believe that all things, people and animals, leave psychic residue in places. The walls resonate with the psychic energy and causes hauntings. I may be wrong, but that's what I believe. Back to 1985. It was a terrible year. We lost my brother's 3-year-old daughter in a car crash. We were very close. I'm so sorry. She was the light of my life and looked exactly like me. In my family, I was known as the changeling. I did not look like anybody. My whole family is dark-haired with olive skin and dark eyes. Me, blonde and blue-eyed. When Liz, I don't know if that's I-L-Z-E or I-I-Z-E or L-L-Z-E. That was her name, but it's a cool name. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Came along. She was my mirror image. Finally, I felt like I actually belong. Losing her in such a terrible way felt like someone ripped my heart out of my chest. The night after the funeral, I was staying at my sister's house. We went to bed around 10 o'clock or 10:30. I fell asleep, exhausted by the pain of losing my mini-me. It must have been around 2 or 3 a.m. when I woke up. I laid there for a bit, and I heard something coming into the room. It sounded exactly like Liz dragging her beloved blankie and sucking her pacifier. I knew it was her and that she wanted to say goodbye. I was so scared. She was horribly maimed in the accident, and I didn't want to see her like that. I closed my eyes, and then, suddenly, I felt pressure on my shoulders and hot breath in my face. I opened my eyes to this huge black dog with red eyes. He pinned me to the bed, slobbering all over my face. I couldn't move or even cry out for my sister to come help me. All I could do was make gurgling sounds, hoping that someone would hear. Fortunately, my sister did hear and came rushing into the room. As soon as she turned on the light, the dog was gone. All I could say was that it looked like you would imagine the black dog of the Moors in Scotland would look, or even Sherlock Holmes's dog in The Hound of the Bakersfills. I still don't understand what the connection was between an innocent child's spirit and the evil I felt from the dog. I also couldn't explain the wet slobber all over my face. Perhaps because I was going through such an emotional experience, I was vulnerable, and the hellhound tried to get a stronghold in my mind. In later years, I'm 59 now, my gift of second sight grew. I usually don't share my experiences with others. It's just my husband that I trust with my stories. The end. Well, thank you for trusting us with your story. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel really good. First of all, I want to apologize because I'm absolutely butchering this person's name. I can't tell if it's I-L-Z-E or L-L-Z-E or I-I-Z-E, so I'm so sorry that I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Second of all, I kind of want to say that I don't think that that was her coming to say goodbye. I feel like potentially maybe because like you said, you were in a really bad emotional place. Something evil was coming for you. And I feel like a lot of times things that are evil will disguise themselves as things that people that you know or something that you will let in. Even though you didn't really let her in, you were very, very scared, which makes a lot of sense. I would also be very, very scared. And I'm not saying that she wouldn't come to say goodbye to you, because that's 100,000% something that happens all the time, that our loved ones come and say goodbye to us after they pass. But the reason that I'm like, I don't really think it was her is because it was so close. Like literally, like you felt her coming, saw her coming, heard her coming, freaked out, was scared. And then immediately after, there was like the hellhound thing on you. There's also something called a black dog. But now that I'm looking this up, just like make sure that I was right. The black dog can actually just be a hellhound. It says the black dog is a supernatural, spectral, or demonic hellhound. Why you had a hellhound on you, I have no idea, and that is fucking terrifying. I'm assuming that's the only time that that has happened. Does anybody else know like why that would happen? Either way, that's fucking so scary. I'm so sorry that you experienced that. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.